Incredible host chair West African main regional body ECOWAS said on Thursday. Joining me in the conversation today is Raymond Bata, an international affairs analyst. Thank you so much for joining me, Raymond.
Thank you for having me.
Now, looking at this, Ali Pagon's father ruled Gabon for 42 years, while Bango ruled for 14 years. Yet France, AU, and ECOWAS didn't throw sanction on Gabon.
Yeah.
But just at the beginning of coup d'etat that is supposed to end the 56 years family leadership of Gabon, an international sanction is coming from the AU. What do you think this diplomatic organization spell for Africa and their independence countries?
Francophone countries have had it very rough this period. Starting from Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, and now Gabon, they are all products of a wrong and intimidating and degrading aspect of French colonial rule. The aspect of colonial assimilation, behave like a French to be a French, and not like assisting the Africans to stand on their own, has made France to treat the Francophone countries, the Francophone African countries, like a puppet. And that is why they've not spoken up since Omar Bongo, then Ali Bongo, and almost even getting to the point where it will be the son of Omar Bongo, Valentine, is even going to receive that same privilege. Why France and other countries have not spoken all this while, even if there was illegality in the perpetration of the same family name in a democratic system, that's an autocracy. But why they didn't speak is because they are benefiting heavily from having a kangaroo administration. So if per se the coup, yes, we are not supporting the coup in Gabon, but at the same time, let us not forget the fact that France has not done well for their colonies, their former colonies in Africa.
Yeah, okay, we know that all of this has come to play, and it seems there is no going back, because I remember during when it was Niger's turn, it took about 6 to 5 or thereabout for them to for AU to finally come in to intervene to suspend them. But this one is just a matter of 3 days. Do you think that the trend of coup d'etat in Africa is capable of repositioning Africa in the right direction, or will it take Africans further deep into corruption and impoverishment?
I stand by my previous comment, like the military does not have any experience in administration of a country. The military does not have any course of study in any of their military colleges or in any of their military universities that deals with civilian administration of a country. The military should always remain in the position of internal and external security. If there has to be an intervention, it should be short and quick, and also call back the democratic system that is already in place. Although it is not very, very sound as in the Ali Bongo family, but that doesn't mean that other people, other civilians are not there that can run the country very well.
You're saying that the military do not have any experience when it comes to ruling. This is not the first country, if you ask me. We have in likes of Mali and other countries that military are ruling. And of course, if you're doing something right, I should be able to come to you. I should be able to leverage on you. So don't you think if these people could stand without support of all these ECOWAS and AU and all of that, don't you think they are capable of also ruling their country?
I think that, first of all, we should not forget that there's already a suspension of freedom of speech in each of these countries where the military rules. There's also a suspension of freedom of association. So political parties cannot meet. Average human beings cannot sit and discuss, even in the open. And that's a stifling of primordial rights of a human being. So no matter how good the military can be, so far as you do not have any right to speak, You do not have any right to associate with who you want to associate. It should not stay for long. It should be a transitional thing. Yes, I am not saying that I do support military intrusion and intervention in running of a country, but in as much as they get involved in this stuff, it should not be more than a week before they usher in a new civilian administration to take up from where the other ones could not do better. And I also see a middle finger that Russia is trying to take over the French colonial history in Africa. Russia is now planning themselves, they are positioning themselves to be the new France in Africa. They came late during the colonization. They think that let us give them funds, let us give them resources, let us give them security, and let us support a military administration in Africa. But it's to the detriment of those African nations. No matter how good it might seem, it's a great gift. It's a gift that is given with the left and taken from the right.
Okay. For AU, do you think that AU acted very fast? And again, with this their action, does it seem that they are not really willing to intervene in this military coup d'etat?
Well, with the recent coup d'etat in Niger, it's very, very shocking and alarming that not so long Gabon has fallen to that. And, you know, it's kind of been a contagion. It's like being contagious. So AU might have quickly reacted in order to stifle any other plans or any other military in any other country to do likewise. I think I heard Cameroon has now reshuffled their military and also retired some generals. The same thing happened in Rwanda. I mean, they are taking steps towards that. And I mean, no matter how good the military system of government seems, it is not the best. It's very archaic. The world, I mean, with all the information we had at our fingertips, the military cannot be the solution right now. If not, Western Europe and Europe as a whole should have all still been military regimes.
Okay, now we have, let's go back here. Ali Bongo's father ruled for over 40-something years.
Yeah.
And then equally we have Bongo ruling for years.
Yeah.
And Ali Bongo's father was being elected. Could it be that the autocratic power give room for one to rule for that number of years without coming to intervene? Because if you look at the statistics, we know that Gabon is a small country with a very rich oil country. But we have, despite the number of persons in the country, we have people that are struggling more than those that gain. But we do not have, it's just like having we have 5 persons in the house, and the materials that we have in the house to take care of the 5 people, the things we have is up to 10, but it's only 1 person that is benefiting from it. So do you think that the autocratic power gave room for that number of years, that the number of years that one rule doesn't matter when it comes to this organization, talking about AU, talking about ECOWAS and all of those? It doesn't mean that it doesn't matter.
No, I see that, first of all, those autocratic governments may be seeming like as if they are civilian because of the presence of elections. But already, those elections are just to give it a seeming legality, but it is not. And secondly, there are families that are so powerful in some of these countries, have so much resources of their own, that it's very difficult for any other opposition to be able to remove them from government. Paul Biya is still president of Cameroon, going to 30+ years. You understand? So I'm not going to give them that benefit of you're doing well, because that's not a democracy. It's a civil rule, but it's an autocratic system of government. And it's not supposed to be allowed to extend that much between a father and son, and it's almost passing to the grandson. So I think that the strong families have used the system of government, of autocracy, putting elections here and there to make it seem as if it's legal, it is popular, but it is not. And the general masses are in squalor. I think that such should not be encouraged for Africa. And African leaders have not done so much in giving the dividends of democracy to their populace.
So what happened to Gabon now? What happened to South Africa as a whole?
South Africa is...
I mean to say Africa.
Africa. Okay. I think that, first of all, Ali Bongo should not be killed because you do not replace legality with illegality.
Okay.
The opposition parties in Gabon has called for continuation of the counting of the votes and that the real winner should emerge. If it's an opposition party person, let him emerge and restate the civil rule back, but not to like go the way of Niger and like in the next 3 years, because I mean another coup could come in and that will extend to another 3 years. I mean, and it continues like that. So I think that what should be done is that the civilian structure should be replaced. Immediately should be reinvigorated. Elections, okay, they've done the elections. They should count the votes and call the real winner of the elections. And I think Ali Bongo should be retired.
And what if they do the re-election or count the votes and it still fall back on Ali Bongo?
No, Ali Bongo and his dad have done enough.
They've done enough.
Yes.
So it's not about it's not about the result. It's not about the election now. It's about him leaving the position for another person.
I do think that there are fingers of the government in the election results. If the real election results are called, I don't think Ali Bongo will win. I don't think Ali Bongo, if they allow the true votes to be counted, or if they call for another election, I don't think Ali Bongo will have that edge because he is very unpopular. Although the people are celebrating the military, but it's not like they really like the military to be there forever.
That is the only option they have right now. Well, we saw what went on in Niger, which is still, they have not tackled it yet. And then we have another one here in Gabon. I mean, everywhere is hot. Just like you said, African leaders should go back to the drawing board and do something again. We don't just say we have a democracy in Africa and yet nothing is being done according to you. So go back to the drawing board and so that all this won't happen again, because as it stands now, you see what has happened at Rwanda. They are seeing a shadow of this creeping into their country and they just have to take side immediately. We wouldn't want this to continue happening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Raymond.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, my viewers. And I still ask the same question again. Do you think that the ruling of military will bring a transformation in Africa, or do you think that it's going to worsen the situation? That is a question for you to answer. Thank you so very much for staying with us. I am Immaculata Jacob Erekana. In case you miss out in any of these stories, you can follow us on Facebook and YouTube at Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok at Atlantic TV Network 1, Twitter at Atlantic TV Net, or you can watch us live on our website on atlanticnetwork.tv. Do remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching and continue to stay connected on ATM Socials. Till we come your way next time.